Hello my peeps, this Algebra Nation video will cover page 95, problem square root 49. Get it? 7 times 7 is 49, so the square root of 49 is 7. Two numbers that are the same that you can multiply together. Don't worry, we'll get it down before the EOC.
She's asking for. Because for a show on Broadway, admission is $200 for an adult and $50 for a child. The theater has a maximum capacity of 500 and was sold out for the matinee showing of a popular show. The total amount collected at the box office in admission fees for that showing was $79,750. How many adults attended the matinee showing? Well, let's think about what we know in this problem. We know how much is charged for an adult. We know how much is charged for a child. We know the total number of people that could come. So the total number of tickets is 500. Maximum capacity, that just means how many people you can fit somewhere. So if the most we can fit is 500 and it's sold out, that means all 500 people came. So the number of adults plus the number of children who came is 500. We met capacity. Okay, now the total amount that we got from the box office, so the total amount of ticket sales was $79,750. Well, where does that money come from? Where does that $79,750 come from? Well, it comes from the amount of money that you got from the adult tickets and the amount of money that you got from the children's tickets. So let's think about an equation for money. Or think about an equation for money. How much total money did we get from selling our tickets? The total amount of money that we got from selling our tickets was $79,750. Now, where did that money come from? From selling adult tickets and selling children's tickets. Well, how much money did we get from selling adult tickets? Well, each adult ticket costs $200. So what's the total amount of money that we get from adult tickets? If we only sold one adult ticket, we would have $200. If we sold two adult tickets, we would have $400. If we sold 10 adult tickets, what would we have? 10 times 200, right. The total amount of money that we get from selling adult tickets is 200 times the number of adult tickets. Well, do we know how many adult tickets we sold? No, that's an unknown variable. Let's just call it A. A is the number of adult tickets. The total amount of money that we get from adult tickets is 200 times A. Now remember, our total amount of money isn't just from adult tickets being sold. It's also from children's tickets being sold. How much did we get from those? $50 each. The cost of each children's ticket, which is expensive, is $50. How much money do we get total from these children's tickets? 50 times our number of children's tickets. How many children's tickets did we sell? We don't know. That's our other unknown variable. Let's call it C. We don't know the number of children's tickets. So we've got an equation set up. 79,750 is equal to 200 times A plus 50 times C. Well, we have two variables, right? So if we want to solve for these variables, we need another equation that has each of them. Let's see what else we're told in this question. We know that the capacity is 500. So the total number of tickets sold was 500 because the show sold out. So if we sold 500 tickets, some of them were adult tickets and some of them were children's tickets. Well, let's think about the number of tickets that we sold. We sold 500 tickets total. Some of them were adult tickets and some of them were children's tickets. The number of tickets that we sold is the number of adult tickets plus the number of children's tickets. That's our second equation. Our first equation was talking about how much money. The total amount of money that we got was the money from the adult tickets plus the money from the children's tickets. All right, so now that we have our two equations, we need to solve for our variables. We need to figure out the number of adult tickets that we sold and the number of children tickets that we sold. So let's rewrite our equations. We have 79,750 is equal to 200A plus 50C. Our second equation is 500 is equal to A plus C. Now, how do you want to solve this problem? Well, you could solve it by substitution by getting A or C by itself and plugging it into your first equation, or we could solve by elimination. So let's do elimination. If we want to solve by elimination, we need to make sure that one of our terms cancels out, right? We need to make sure that our A's cancel out or our C's cancel out. If I have 200A here and A here, 50C here, and just C here, what can I do? I can change this second equation. I can multiply everything by what? Let's say I want to get rid of my C's. What do I need to multiply everything by? What would make this C cancel out with 50C? If it was a negative 50C. So we're going to multiply everything by negative 50. Well, let's see what that gives us. If I multiply 50 times 500, 50 times 500, and a negative times a positive is a, you got it, it's a negative, we're going to get negative 25,000. If I multiply a by negative 50, what do I get? Negative 50a. If I multiply c by negative 50, what do I get? Right, a negative 50c. Well, now what do I have? I have my two equations. I'm going to rewrite this first one right here, just so it's written right next to it. So we have our 79,750 is equal to 200a plus 50c. Well, now I combine my two equations. I'm going to add them together. Let's see what happens when I do that. I have a negative 25,000 and a positive 79,750. So I have 25,000, make it a negative, and I add up a 79,750, and I get $54,750. Now remember, you have a bigger number, subtracting a smaller number, so we're going to get a positive. 200a minus 50a, a negative 50a and a 200a, what do we end up with? 150a. If I have 200 and take away 50, I'm left with 150. Now what do we have here? Well, our negative 50 and our plus 50, those cancel out. We eliminated them, hence elimination. Let's see what we need to do now. We need to get a by itself. Remember that a is your number of adult tickets sold. So let's divide by 150. When we divide by 150, we're going to be able to get a by itself. These two cancel out. So we get a equals what? 54,750 divided by 150. Well, let's not do that one in our heads. Let's use our calculator there. So we have 54,750 divided by 150. We get 365. Is that $365? No. 365 is equal to A, the number of adult tickets that we sold. Now, I know that's what the question was asking for. It was only asking for the number of adults that went to the show.